So we'll move on up to the main event. We've got Kamaru Usman, the current champion, versus Leon Edwards, who I do not believe is going to be the future champion. I don't think we're going to be hearing and new at the end of this fight. I don't think many people do, but I think Kamaru Usman, the hands ever since. What can we say that we haven't said? We've talked about Kamaru Usman so many times on this show. The hands are incredible. He went over to work with Trevor Whitman. There's all these things that we've said before. One of the things that stood out to me the most, though, very similar, feint to, like the fake to a straight with Nate Diaz that he used against Leon Edwards at the end of that fight when he staggered Leon. That was pretty much exactly what Kamaru used when he put George Masvidal to sleep. And obviously Kamaru has a lot more power in his hands. So he has the ability to knock Leon Edwards out if Nate Diaz staggered him the way that he did at the end of that fight. Plus Kamaru Usman, we've talked about it before as well. Guys that really follow the sport, we know that Kamaru Usman's knees are pretty shot. Can't run on pavement. He just doesn't really run, period, anymore. Big bicycle guy. But he has threatened using his wrestling against Leon Edwards. And, I think if that's the case and he feels healthy enough to do it because – there was a lot more wrestling involved in the Colby fight the last time around than there would be, against George Masvidal the second time or against, you would think there would be against a Leon Edwards type of guy. But if Kamaru Usman does come into this fight and decide to wrestle, no matter how bad his knees are, if it's a wrestling match, I'm taking Kamaru Usman over Leon Edwards any day. That's a bit of a no-brainer. So more paths to victory for Kamaru Usman. And still, that's it. And still, what do you got, Tom?
Yeah, I mean, listen, he could have the bad knees, but he's not going to go into a fight if he's unprepared to wrestle,
Right.
especially that being his background. So that's a check in the box of Kamaru Usman. Unless something absolutely nuts happens and like somebody is Nostradamus, it's like, oh yeah, this is the fight that he's going to break his knees and Leon Edwards is going to win by doctor stoppage. I mean, that's not the outcome that I'm willing to put my bets on and place my pick revolving around. So I think just going historically and based off of what the potential likely outcomes are, I don't think Kamaru Usman breaking his knees or deciding not to wrestle because he physically can't is high up there in the probability area. So I think Kamaru Usman is going to definitely have the edge when it comes to grappling, and then when it comes to striking, Leon Edwards, has fought like guys with the likes of RDA, not putting people away. Fought Nate Diaz, not easy to put away, but he wasn't close to knocking Nate Diaz out. Didn't drop Nate Diaz at any particular point, and actually had the opportunity to get finished by Nate Diaz if Nate wasn't Nate, and kind of looked at him, smiled, gave him the finger, and Leon was very, very badly dazed. Now, I don't think he's going to get hit with that same shot twice. But that being said, Kamaru has finished people. He's got power in his hands. He's got speed. He's got the grappling. If that's where it goes, he's going to be the bigger guy, even though Tapology has him weighing in at 169 pounds and Leon in his last fight 170.5. I mean, at the end of the day, Kamaru Usman is probably one of the most successful steroid abusers in the history of the UFC, never to get caught by USADA. I mean, I saw a funny, I think it was a meme. There's no way USADA actually responded, but he was like, hey, USADA, like, how about, we have to tell you where we are at all times. You don't have to come and knock on my door at 5 a.m. Like, that's stupid. You know where I am at all times. And and again, I'm fairly certain this was a joke. If it's not, that's nuts. USADA said, don't worry, we'll catch you yet, Marty Juiceman. So I thought that was freaking hilarious. But, at the end of the day, it's not unknown that Marty Usman has a dad who is kind of a corrupt, what do you call it, pharmacist. And, there's a lot of questionable things about him, his physique. Maybe it's genetics. But typically you don't see a guy that big be able to have 5-round cardio like Kamaru does, especially not being able to run and having to, exclusively use the bike and swimming. So I don't know. Maybe Marty is onto something and his team has figured something out that nobody else knows. Either way, he's looked great. I haven't seen too many things that make me nervous about Kamaru Usman, especially against Leon Edwards. And I think Leon Edwards, especially after the Nate Diaz fight, just didn't look as good as he needed to look for us to think that he's going to unseat Kamaru Usman as the champion. So for all those reasons, I think Kamaru is probably faster. He probably can rival, if not have better fight IQ. He definitely is going to have the power advantage. He has that grappling in his back pocket, clinch on the fence. Like, he's got the 5-round experience. He's got the championship experience. Everything is in the direction of Kamaru Usman. Like I said, when you're trying to pick upsets, you look for the mismatch, you look for the hole in the game, and I don't think Leon Edwards has what you need. I think Kamaru, in order to beat Kamaru Usman, you're going to need somebody who's really good at leg kicking and somebody who is able to take him down and really test those knees. And I just don't think that guy is going to be Leon Edwards. So I'm going Kamaru Usman.
Yeah, it's going to be Hamzat.
Could be high pressure. Really try to tire him out, make him work a lot. I think Leon Edwards being, kind of a little bit timid, a little bit passive, throwing a shot here and there, trying to land a combo and be a sniper. I don't think that's the way you're going to beat Kamaru Usman. I think you need, and here's the thing. The worst we've seen Kamaru is when he's getting pressured and when he's had that overwhelming volume like Colby Covington had in the later rounds of their last fight. And, I don't think that's Leon's style here. So all of those reasons, I'm going Kamaru Usman.
Yeah, man. So that's another super lock then. Bring that little bad
boy.
We
missed out. Yeah, we had the super lock for Kamaru Usman. We had the super lock for Paulo Costa. We're both going Jose Aldo, although you're a little bit more confident than I am. Actually, we this entire main card, we're on the same thing. So this is a main card super lock.
Wow. How about it? So, and then our prelim locks are pretty much the same too. So, yeah, we'll run down those like we always do, but
all right.
Yeah. So I have got, I